I got stuff done this month. Hello and welcome back to Lately Fashionable. I am Chelsea Souter and I am starting to close in on my goal of 24 vintage makes in this year for my year of dressing vintage starting next year. I had a very productive month and I am so excited to share it with you. As is traditional, we will be starting with the whiteboard. I made a couple of changes. I used to denote these two blouses as light gray number 1 and number 2. And now that I have actually chosen patterns for both of them, I wanted a better naming function for them. So I've got the scoop neck blouse, which I made over the summer, and the button-up blouse, which I actually just finished. So we're gonna cross that off. Now, that blouse had been cut out for several months, so it was really nice to finish it and get it off of my mental list. But I also started and completed 3 projects the whole way through. Cutting out, sewing, finishing, all of the fastenings, the hems, everything. Which actually makes this, September, my most productive month to date. Well, on this project anyway, this year. And those projects were 2 dresses and 1 skirt. I completed both the white and red dress, which has been on my mental list, if not a physical one, the longest, and the black floral dress, which is one of the most new additions to my to-make list. Another new addition is the Bright Daisies skirt, made from the leftover fabric of the Bright Daisies dress, which I completed last month. So even though I can say I completed 4 garments in the month of April, September was more productive in that 3 of the 4 garments I completed this month were also started this month. I think everything I sewed in April had been started or at least cut out before the month started. So I did more in September, even though I have the same number of completed garments, if that makes sense. Anyway, that brings our totals to only 2 projects cut out but not yet started, 1 project in progress, which has been in progress this entire time, and 16 completed, bringing my average up to 1.77 garments per month. Not quite the highest it's been because I did the math. I had a higher average in May with 1.8 garments per month, but pretty close. So that feels pretty good. September was a good month. October is going to be tricky because Halloween is in there and I have plans for a family group costume that has not yet been started. So that's 4 outfits I need to make. I have fabric for all 4 of them, so that's good. But that is entirely unrelated to this project, so I will not be talking about it here. Also looking at this board, I'm realizing that as we leave summer behind, I will probably not get to the red tropical dress or the pink and purple house dress because both of those are summer projects and I won't be wearing them immediately. So I will not have motivation to make them immediately. I am definitely going to want to focus on some of the wool, some of the jackets and vests, and this plaid circle skirt I'm really looking forward to wearing, especially as it gets cooler. But now it's time to talk about and show you what I have finished. Just scoot. I have to make more room for my garment rack now. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so the Daisies skirt, which I debated including in the vintage wardrobe lineup because I wasn't sure if it was going to count as vintage. I did not use a pattern for this at all. It's just gathered. It's a gathered skirt sewn into a waistband. All of these other garments I can say have been made with either real vintage patterns or vintage reproduction patterns. So I did a little bit of research just to see how common plain gathered skirts were, and I did find that towards the end of the 40s, as the wartime austerity sort of wore off, both tropical bright prints and fuller gathered skirts did become more common. So I'm going to call this plausible enough and include it in my wardrobe, which is good because I really love it. Another one I really love is this black floral dress. I don't wear a lot of black, so I was not sure how much I was going to like wearing this one, but I really love wearing it. It's very comfortable, although I'm pretty sure it is in fact polyester and not rayon, or at least mostly polyester, maybe a little bit of rayon, which is disappointing, but I do still love the dress. The fabric was really nice to work with, and I think it suits the pattern very well, and I really love this pattern, so it's a great dress. Then we have the second gray rayon blouse, button down with the bow necktie. And this one I also wasn't sure if I was going to like, and it does kind of read airline stewardess, but I'm okay with that. This is another one that I really love the fabric. It was nice to work with, and I'm pretty happy with the finished blouse. And finally, the red and white summer dress. Now this one does feel a little costumey, but I do really love it. And like I said, it has been on my mental list of things to make for 8 years, and it feels really good to have it finished. Also, I just want to compare real quick. Now that I have them both done, the blouse that I made from the same pattern as the dress, it's not meant to be a blouse pattern, I just adjusted it, and I definitely chose a pour fabric to do so. You can see the facings on the sleeves really do not want to stay tucked in nicely. Even when I'm wearing it, it's a problem. Now on these, I did tack the facings down by hand on the inside, but this fabric with a sort of textured checked weave lends itself more to hiding hand tacking stitches than this very smooth, flowy rayon does. I might actually go back and top stitch by machine just to keep the facings down and call it a decorative element, because otherwise this blouse will drive me crazy and I will never wear it. Do you want to talk favorites? Let's talk favorites. You know, the navy applique skirt is still on top. I wore it again recently and rekindled my love for this beautiful garment. I actually thought for a brief moment that this black dress would beat it out, but because it is not an entirely natural fiber, it really doesn't breathe very nicely, and I was very warm on the day that I wore it and was outside and doing activities, and that was the downfall of my red and black floral dress, which I really did love, but was very uncomfortable to wear in the summer heat and humidity, which made me nervous about this dress at first, because I want to love it and I want to wear it, but the thing this dress has going for it that the other one did not is that it is meant to be a fall slash early winter slash spring dress. So I will not be wearing this in the summer heat and humidity. I will be wearing it mostly indoors and in cooler weather, and it will work for that. Because I think I have worn it twice, and the second day I wore it, it was a lot cooler and less sunny, and I stayed mostly inside, and it was fine. Now, kind of a surprise, number 3, for me anyway, is the Bright Daisies dress. I've worn it 3 times, I think, in the last month, and it is so comfortable, and it's really fun, and the last time I wore it, I got a ton of compliments on it, so it is definitely going to be a summer staple in my wardrobe. Also, the skirt is tied for 3rd because it is just as much fun to wear. And I have to say, it's been nice adding some more color variety to this wardrobe. In the beginning, it was definitely skewing blue and green and teal. Then I got some red and brown, a little bit of gray. So having these nice bright pops of color and a nice neutral black has been nice. Also, I'm going to wear so many red accessories with this white and red dress. Well, that does it for this month. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to give me a like, and if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. I have 3 months left in the year to finish 24 of my 28 garments on my list. I mentioned in a previous video that as I've been adding more projects, I have not been increasing my goal number. I still want to finish 24, but I have now 28 to choose from, which is good because, like I said, these summer dresses are getting dropped off the list and they will make an appearance next year. Yeah, and that's it. I will see you soon. Bye. Let's make sure we've hit record this time. Yep, recording. There's an airplane flying overhead. Bear with me. Yes. Oh, another airplane! Unless it's the same one circling back. It's loud in any event. You can be a lover or a fighter, whatever you desire. Life is like a runway and you're the designer. And there's another airplane. We still have lots of bloopers to choose from.